You wanna know my feelings every time I look in your eyes. Baby, I can feel your energy, it's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I. Everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Rocket First Draft League. This is Week 9, Day 1. I'm Ecliptic Fades. Today, I'm joined by Docky. We have a small desk at the moment, but don't you worry, guys, because we are going to have another person joining us here real soon. We're just kind of waiting for them to appear. But, Docky, Week 9... gonna be a good week for sure. We had a lot of excellent matches last week, but not a lot of them going past game 3. Kind of the opposite of what we had the week before, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I think it was bound to happen. I think with it's a long season, and so you have exhaustion, but some people get tired and some teams don't. So I think we saw a little bit of that last week. Hopefully less of that this week. And yeah, it was definitely a lot more sweeps than I would have liked to see.
Yeah, yeah, no, I would agree with that. You always love to see close series whenever there's a sweep. You know, good on the team that got the sweep, obviously. I'm sure they're very happy with the results, but you always want to see maybe a little bit more of a competitive match between the two teams, and we've definitely seen all these teams able to do that throughout the season. It's just this last week, not as much. We're going to take a look at some of the replays from last week, featuring that good old crossbar ping counter. That is not going to be here for this week. But, you know, we just saw teams that usually perform, maybe not necessarily doing as well. When it comes to teams like, as you can see here, Luminosity against Black Money Gaming, who played a very good game against Luminosity. Of course, bangers were still scored, but it just seemed like Black Money had the offense for the most of the time, and you could definitely see Luminosity stats going down after this one. They're definitely going to want to come back here, and I mean, one thing that I want to mention, Docky, is a lot of these teams going into this week are going to be 4-4 on the week, or in the season in general, and that means week 9 is going to be a very telling week to see where these teams are probably going to show up in the mid-season tournament here in a little while. As seeding, it's going to be very important to find out who you're going to be playing against in that first round or getting a bye. So all these teams are going to be very hungry for a win.
Yeah, and I mean, like if we kind of talked about, I think last week, is that how competitive these middle matches are. The seeding will change, I think, a lot by the time we get there, just with how up and down things seem to things seem to be between teams. Oh, that is a tongue twister. But that also kind of means, I think, once we get to that mid-season, that you know, I think any of the matchups will be really close, no matter who plays who. So you know, it'll matter, but it also kind of won't at the same time.
Yeah, I have to agree there. I think you know, a lot of these matches are going to be. I think we have a lot of these middle teams starting to play against each other. Once again, I know this week we do have 2 of the middle teams, Cloudline and Lumimosity, playing against each other. That's going to be a very interesting match. It's going to have a lot of implications, especially with those 4th and 3rd place spots kind of being heavily contested right now by 3rd place through basically 8th. So that's going to be 5 teams that are going to be trying to steal away those first round buys. And not only does that get you a easier match going into your first round, it's also going to keep you away from some of the stronger teams until at least the semifinals of the other bracket, which is going to be nice for these teams to be able to avoid. Meanwhile, teams that are lower in the standings, they can have a good first match, but then they're going to have to go against basically what we would consider a powerhouse. And when we go into this totally different format of playing 2s and 1s for that tournament, I really think that we're going to see some upsets, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of bound to happen, right? It's just how, like, anyone can beat anyone. But yeah, I mean, definitely the potential for those kind of storylines, I think, makes the tournaments exciting, especially for the mid-season, and how we'll have those kind of crew battles, and everything will be kind of strategic. So yeah, it'll be really fun to watch.
Yeah, I have to agree there, and we're gonna have to see exactly how these teams do these next couple of weeks leading up to all that mid-season action. And one team that I'm really excited to see, as you can see on the screen right now, Purrsion won. They did put a good fight to X3 Tactics in this last week, and they're starting to ramp up a little bit more. They didn't necessarily have the best result this last week, but they were the only team to take their opposing team to a game 4. And I think that is very good to see as well. Knowing some of the changes going on in some of the teams coming up in the next couple of weeks, I do think Purrsion 1 is looking to be one of those top 4 teams. They're looking really strong. Not necessarily getting the wins right now, but they are showing that they have very good chemistry when they do have their very good games. So I'm very excited to see what the next couple of weeks have for them. But they have a interesting match coming up against Twisted Tales today, and that is a team I'm very excited to see, Docky.
Yeah, I mean, I think this will be the first time they put out that newer roster, right? So
Yep.
We talked about this during the podcast, but yeah, I'm excited to see how they perform. I think they'll do well. Obviously, it's just going to be a little bit of time before they fully sync up, but they'll be. I think they'll be good. It'll be pretty good in the long term.
Yeah, I definitely want to see how they perform today as the start of a new roster. You always expect to see maybe a little bit of like a honeymoon phase where they get a really nice upset on that first week. This might be the week for that, but they do have to go against a Purrsion 1 team that is starting to look really good against some of these stronger teams. So they're not ones to be underestimated by any means. And Another team that I'm looking forward to seeing this week is going to be VDS. They've been on a tear recently. I think they recently had a... have they had a loss since week 2? I think they've had one. But I'm not...
Yes, they lost to Luminosity. They did lose to Luminosity.
Oh, that's right. They lost to Luminosity 2 weeks ago, I believe. But they're showing up again, and we can see in the replays here, we had that, crossbar ping. But you see Reverb on the backfire again, and they were just showing up to the match once again. They did a really good job against, unfortunately, OwOptic Gaming. I'm sure you don't want to relive some of these moments, Docky, but I am excited to see they're looking like a top team right now, and the top 3 spots of the league are getting closer and closer. So I'm kind of expecting VDS to continue their performance this week to kind of keep their 3rd place spot well within their grasp, because if they do end up losing another match, that brings every team below them just that little bit closer with every win that they can get.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's not really much more I can say about that. That's definitely true. It's just how close everything is.
Yeah, are there any teams? I know I've been talking about teams I'm looking forward to seeing this week. What about you? What are you looking forward to seeing?
Honestly, I mean, I don't know if there's, like, for me, it's just, I like the, I'd like to just see more, and I say this every week, I feel, I'd like to see more closer matchups, and I think as the season goes on, we'll see more of that. So, yeah, for me, it's more, going back to kind of those game 5s, making everything extremely, extremely close. We had kind of that for a little bit, but then we kind of walked away from it. So, for me, that's the biggest one. I mean, in terms of teams, I'd like to see that OwOptic team maybe get some more wins. Just kidding. And there are some other, we talk about Gentle Paws as well, a team that has kind of struggled at first, but recently has been playing around a very, very impressive Pictus. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of great talent out there, just hoping to see more of it flourish.
Yeah, I agree, especially that Gentle Pod squad never had the best start to their run, but I hope to see that they get a bit of a resurgence in this later stage of the first half of league play. And I mean, that's just the thing. We're not even halfway through league play yet. We're going to have a lot of time for these teams to figure things out. Even after the mid-season tournament, there's going to be plenty of time for these standings to be changing. But that is why the mid-season tournament is going to be so important, especially with a playoff spot on the line for the winner. I think that with how much the standings do change from week to week, that spot is going to be kind of essential, Docky, in making sure that you are secure for playoffs, because no team here is going to be 100% secure for playoffs until those final weeks.
Yeah, it's a big deal, I think. It's so easy to fall out of the top 8. You can just kind of lose 2 and drop, 4 or 5 places on the leaderboard. So yeah, I mean, getting that guaranteed lock is, would be kind of a weight off your back for the rest of the league play, which can, I think, help with, just the pressure of playing as many games as we have been playing. So yeah, I'd say it's a big deal.
Yeah, interesting. Sorry, answering some chats that I just got there, but let's go ahead and talk about the top 5 plays of last week, because we did see that we had a lot of good plays coming out last week, and I will be going over these with you guys. So let's take a look at the top 5 plays, and we're gonna be starting off here with I don't know what we're starting off with. Oh, it's just not playing. Oh, there it goes. Meezer is going to be that top 5, and I see the NA production there. It's interesting. That's a great double tap off of the sidewall, or off the back wall, my bad. But Reverb getting quite a nice pass, and it's a really good touch to go over to Meezer. And then we'll move on to play number 4. This one, I think, is one of my favorite plays. And who is that getting that insane wall redirect over to Factual? Factual's just up so fast for this ball. You can see Fade over there getting the read off of that over 1. Factual already up in the air by the time that's bouncing off their car and getting a nice slot to the top corner. Going on to play number 3. It is going to be Aerolax getting this one. Bezik's up for this ball, but Aerolax already beat them to that ball. Such a powerful dunk into the top corner. And, I mean, when you are GC3, getting those shots against those lower ranks should come naturally to you. That was a really good dunk from Aerolax. Number 2 for plays here. It is going to go to our MVP of the week. It was Pictus. And it's just a really clean catch into a double tap. Strawberry gets such a good pass here, putting that up so cleanly. And the defense just not able to expect Pictus to get such a good touch for his first one there, getting a nice tight angle into the top corner again. We're getting a lot of top corner shots here. Will we get another one? We are indeed, as Reverb misses that touch, but immediately comes off of the back wall to get the redirect out. As you can see, as he lines up for the shot here, doesn't quite get the reads as it drops a little bit low, but can trust Meezer to get that pass and jumps just off that back wall. No one else going to be able to get there. And I think that is a great way to end our top 5. And with that, guys, I've got some good news for you because we have a special guest here, and we're going to reveal him momentarily. And, you know, it's a player that we know and love all the time. Very happy to have them on the desk once again. And let me just make sure that everything is ready for them to come through. And I think we're good. Rex, hello?
What up?
Hey, Rex, good to see you. Some NA production to keep us going there. But nice to see you, Rex. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty alright. Looking forward to casting some RFDL once in a while.
Well, we are happy to have you here. You just saw the top 5 plays, I assume. What did you think about those for last week?
Yo, I mean, I think Ecliptic Fates was actually going for the Psycho, but just missed it and had a really nice pass instead. But every play looking really nice.
Yeah, I had to agree there. And I gotta ask, I've been asking Docky throughout talking through the pre-show. What are you excited for this week? What are you looking for? Are you just looking for good games of Rocket League? Is there any team in particular you want to see, or what's your expectations for the week?
No, I'm looking for at least 5 game 5 overtimes. That's what I'm looking for.
Ooh, that would be very interesting, and I hope we could get that. But we'll have to wait and see.
And demos. Give me some demos.
Oh yeah, of course. The Demo King returning to his slot on RFDL right now, wanting some demos. I could only assume that's what's going to happen. But we'll see if we get some demos here in this first match. Our first match of the day, guys, is going to be X3 Tactics versus Fox Clan. We will be talking about that one really shortly, but we are going to talk about the leaderboard and the schedule for the day before that. And gonna be very interesting. We can see the leaderboard as of week 8 right now. We talked about how a lot of these teams are 4-4 on the season. You can see 4th place through 8th place basically all tied up. Big Dragon Squad in 3rd, Black Bunny in 2nd, X3 in 1st. They have been the top 3 for a little bit now. And Gentlepaws and Dignipaws have been trading 9th and 10th throughout the last couple of weeks. We're going to have to see if one of those two teams can pop into the top 8 here soon this week. And then Purrsion Rebellion starting to get on a win streak here. given that they did have a forfeit last week against Twisted Tails. But Twisted Tails is bringing in a new roster this week, and I expect to see some good results coming from them real soon. So I'm expecting these bottom standings to be shaken up here within the next couple of weeks as well. But let's talk about the schedule, as we got 6 exciting matches for all you guys coming up this week. We've got, as I said, we're starting with Fox Clan versus X3 Tactics, or I think it's the other way around, X3 versus Fox Clan. We're then going to follow that up with OwOptic versus Black Bunny Gaming, and finishing off the day, it's going to be Purrsion 1 versus Twisted Tails. And then tomorrow we'll have Dignipaws versus Gentle Paws, Protogen Rebellion versus BDS, and our featured matchup of the week, Cloud9 versus Lumimosity. It's going to be a great week of matches, and let's just get talking about this first one, guys. Let's talk X3 Tactics versus Fox Clan, because Fox Clan and X3 are looking like really dangerous teams coming into this match.
Yeah, Fox Clan's been kind of on a tear recently. I think that if there's any team that can take down the kind of dominance we've seen from X3, it can be this Fox Clan team. Last week they were just played so incredibly well. So yeah, I think hopefully it'll be close, but I do think that we have like the making for. I mean, we said this in the podcast, but I have a making of a very interesting, entertaining game.
And it's crazy to see X3 Tactics still only 1 loss, if I see that correctly. Am I right?
Yep.
So let's see if they can earn another victory, or if they will double their losses this week. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about the teams going into the match, guys. Let's start with our first seed, X3 Tactics. Coming up today, Shy, Brian, and Corrupt going to be playing. And there's a lot of accolades going on for Corrupt there, but you cannot count out their teammate. Shy is very close to hitting that top 5 in goals per game, as well as those are getting really close. And Shy is going to be somebody that I'm really watching in these next couple of weeks to see exactly how they're going to be able to perform. And of course, you can always count on Brian to be a very good defensive line, getting at least a save per game, or at least close to that, and doing very well for their midfield pressure for the team with their attack-heavy play style. What do you guys think about the team?
You wanna go first?
You can go first.
All right. Well, I mean, as I've said, they've only lost a single time, so their chemistry is obviously pretty good. And I know for a fact that Corp can pull out insane plays out of nowhere, seemingly. As I think they also recently hit SSL for the first time. So definitely hard work paying off. And interested to see what they can bring to the table today.
Yeah, and yeah, in terms of Shy as well as someone that I've played quite a bit of Rocket League with. So a very good offensive player, kind of a really good person to have. To take shots that you can set them up. So yeah, they're on the offensive, and we've seen that all season, right? Where they've been so incredibly aggressive. They have so much offensive firepower.
Yeah, I agree. Their offense is second to none. We constantly talk about how they like to siege the opponent's net and just create that pressure-filled environment where eventually a mistake happens and then there's a goal scored. But if there's any team that is, I think, able to go up against that pressure and put up a good fight, it is going to be Fox Clan. And they recently made a roster change a couple of weeks ago, trading out Cosmo for Abyss. And Abyss has been really showing up in these last couple of matches. They showed up very well against Cloud9 in their debut, and then last week they showed up huge against Dignipaws along with Javian and Taka. Not a lot of accolades to be seen here, but they are a top team for a reason. They're going to be 5th place right now. They're going to be looking to move forward in that standings here today.
Yeah, and I think even though they don't have a lot of accolades, Taka especially is always able to get some great team plays on the table, and that might just do it against X3 Tactics. Although I'm a bit sad to see so low demos per game on all these player cards right here.
yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with that, Rex. More demos is always better. But no, they made that roster change, like you said, Fade, and it definitely has been working out for them. I think Abyss has been playing extremely well on that roster, so I'm happy to see them playing well. They played very well last week, so I have to believe that they'll continue that and probably only get better.
Yeah, I have to agree as well. They're looking really good, and I always like talking about the Taka Javian combo. Taka, being my teammate last season, really showed some really good strides in his offense during the that season in particular, and he's just been showing up again. And just playing Javian with him has made them a really strong duo that is very scary to see, and honestly, it's making me worried about any team having to play them during the mid-season tournament, that's for sure. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and look over the what the predictions were for this match, as we did set up a bit of a prediction for this match, and we're gonna have to see what we predicted. Rex, I'm gonna let you make a prediction as well, but just so you know how the desk went, I went for Fox Clan in 5. Aralax said Fox Clan in 5. Daki, you said Fox Clan in 4. Gala said Fox Clan in 4. And Fire said Fox Clan in a sweep. So, sweep on the desk so far, Rex. Are you going to give X3 Tactics your vote, or are you going to join Fox Clan as well?
Well, I see the chat is putting 20k channel points on Fox Clan too, so I'll just have to take the other side to give those guys something to win. I'll put 20k on X3 Tactics and bank on my boy Korab doing it in 5. Let's say in 5. I wanna see game 5 overtime.
Of course, of course. Well, with that being said, guys, not much more to do besides let the players play, and we're gonna do just that, as it's time for our first match of the day. Gonna be X3 Tactics versus Fox Clan to start us off. Hopefully it's gonna be a great series, and hopefully you guys have fun casting it, but let's see who wins here.
Alright, heading to game 1, Ducky, do you want to take us away?
I can, and yeah, this will be the first match of the day. Always fun to get a good one started, and this is definitely has the makings of being an exciting one. To see though, I feel like momentum in this match is going to be pretty strong in terms of deciding who will have the advantage, I think, in this series. We've had a lot of kind of momentum being the... I am completely shut up there by Taka, but momentum has kind of been the theme for last week, as we saw a lot of sweeps and a lot of that coming off of just strong momentum swings that are really hard to overcome, and will probably continue to be the case. And it's a great way for Fox Clan to get that momentum going for them early on with a first goal in the first 25 seconds.
Yeah, it's always a great way to start out your first game of the day, and I mean, it's looking good for everyone else on the desk who's going Fox Clan, but what specifically do you want to see from Fox Clan for them to beat the almost unbeaten team of X3 Tactics here?
Yeah, I mean, only going to need to rely, I think, on some of that midfield play that they've done all season. A really good job of, I think, shutting down some of these longer forming plays that X3 and other teams like to kind of do, where they set themselves up kind of in their own side and then kind of pass the ball and move the ball forward and beat 1, 2, and then 3. Fox Clan, specifically Javian, has done a really good job of making sure that they're kind of all over that, and they've done that all season. They tend to cut off that midfield and kind of set up these counterattacks. We're kind of already seeing so much of early on in this game. They've had so much pressure. They seem to shut down everything X3 tries to push out into that midfield. There's always kind of someone back to cover for that, as Javian immediately will take that off of Krup's car. And yeah, Rex, it seems like kind of the momentum already all the way on Fox Clan side.
Yeah, they are definitely doing really well on continuing the pressure they are getting here, and Javian with a great beat might as well be able to follow up on this, but Shy is there for a defensive touch. Javian almost gets around them, but Korab is there for the last second touch to the side, and 3 minutes still on the clock, so plenty of time for X3 Tactics to make something happen. They do have to get something going first though, and Shy might just do a takes the ball up. A demo on Taka. I said low demos on the player cards, but maybe demos are what could decide the series. Both teams might be able to get something new into their playstyle. But for now, it's gonna be Shy off the sidewall, back ball double, someone there to follow up. No, it's gonna be Abyss to the side, and Fox then holding on to their 1-goal lead as we're nearing halftime.
And I know you are really big on the demos, and both of these teams kind of not really known for the demo play. Kind of more finesse and kind of passing. Might definitely help them though, I think, in both cases, as those demos, as we kind of talked about previously in prior matches, those demos can kind of very much disrupt the defense of some of these teams that rely on those passing plays. And I'm not sure what happened here to X3's defense. Is a little bit of peppering here, and all 3 of X3 is out of the net, and the entirety of Foxclan's there for the shot. Even if Abyss didn't have that shot, there was someone right behind to take that one. The 2-goal lead with 2:17 left, and Foxclan seems to have all the momentum right now.
Yeah, X3 just all very pushed up. One in the defense, a very poor touch right into the midfield. Easy shot for Foxclan to take and doubling the goal lead here. 2 minutes left. It's Korov with possession now. Low boost. Might be able to get something, but Taka holds on. A red wall in front of the net here. As X3 trying to continue their pressure. Ruboy Brian with low boost tries to keep the ball there. And it's gonna be Korov in the end with a weird bounce off the sidewall. Unable to take advantage of it. And with a demo for Foxclan this time, the pressure might sink here. Yeah, X3 Tactics getting demoed once again, and 90 seconds left on the clock. They have to figure out something very soon.
You might have been right about the demos. I think those 2 demos basically completely put a stop to any chance they had at scoring there, and now immediately they find themselves already on the back foot. And I haven't seen this a lot. I kind of expected this to be the case, where the Foxclan's midfield game kind of have a massive deciding factor in this series, but they've kind of dominated the midfield all game long. It's been really hard for X3 to find themselves moving forward. They have had a couple chances, but most times they push forward, they're immediately cut off, and I think that's starting to exhaust them. So we see another shot come through, and another one again, and Javian will put that one in and put them up 3. This is just fantastic pressure off of just shot after shot. It seems like X3 is able to get out of this.
I mean, 3 goals in 50 seconds is definitely possible, but against Foxclan's dominant showing right now, it's looking pretty grim for X3 Tactics. They might do better just taking the first game as they lost and thinking about what they can do better in the next game. Probably with a good touch in front of their net. Might get another chance. Shy passes the ball in mid. A good 50 from Brian. And Taka was not able to take the ball here. Korov with a follow-up attempt. Taka able to clear the ball away though, and that pretty much seals all hopes in game 1. Another shot towards that. Great save from Korov. And a little post ping as well there. But it's not gonna change anything here. Foxclan is gonna take game 1.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing so in kind of a dominant fashion. I had what felt like control for the majority of this one, and kind of, if you're a Foxclan, or at least rooting for them, you're happy to see this kind of confidence coming from them. I haven't necessarily seen that all season, but when they definitely are showing off like this, another shot comes through, but that one will not go in. It's definitely going to do a lot, I think, in the confidence here for Foxclan. They've had so many shooting opportunities, and they were able to put 3 of those away, and they didn't let a single goal go in their net. So all the momentum currently on their side.
Yeah, and even though if it wouldn't have changed anything for this game, I think a late goal for X3 Tactics would have felt pretty good there for them. Even better for Foxclan that they were able to deny it and give us a shutout in the first game. Looking very bad for our chances to go to game 5 for now, but I think we've seen enough examples of teams going something in the first game and then completely turning everything around. So definitely gonna be interesting to see what X3 Tactics can make of this little break they get in between games 1 and 2 here, and see if they can cook something up to get through Foxclan's defense.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. Game ones are always kind of either one-sided or very close. There's really no in between. As some teams tend to be a little bit slower to start. Some teams also adapt, I think, to other teams' play styles. So, even though it was a complete shutout there for Foxconn, I can see that going completely the opposite way here in game two. We'll just have to see if X3 is able to adjust and make those changes.
Yeah, and see it we will as we go to game 2 here. Foxton with the 1-goal lead. And a good kickoff for the side of X3 Tactics. Korob able to get it around both of the first defenders, only one left, but they are able to defend it in the end. Rubai with a pass to Korob, who puts it back to Shy. No boost on his end, so a smart decision there. But it's not going to work out for them too well, as Foxton are now having the pressure in the green side here. And Javian with the first shot towards the net. Rubai Brian, low boost, but able to get a last second save there. 30 seconds in, and for now both teams are holding on.
And if you're X3, this is not necessarily the worst, because you did let up a goal in game one sooner than this. So doing a little bit better job, I think, shutting down Foxconn. But as I say that, a nice shot from Taka, but an even better save from Shy. We'll put that one to the side. And this is looking like an improvement, I will say, from X3. They haven't been able to push fully, I think, into more of an offensive position, but they have definitely done a better job, I think, of catching Foxconn off guard in the midfield. Foxconn not looking to be as dominant in that midfield game as they were in the prior game, but a nice shot from Taka comes through, and I don't know if this is a backflip or just an overcommit from Shy. A little bit too far forward. This is very well placed and it's not able to get to it in time.
Yeah, just a little unfortunate for X3 Tactics that they had no defender ready to get that ball. Definitely a shot that you could have saved if a little bit better positioned, but 1-0 is not the end of the world for them yet, and something that's pretty dominant for Foxconn though is the boost possession, I think, as we've seen X3 Tactics, especially when they get to their own half. What a shot from Korob! Double tap off the ceiling, or rather double tap with a reset off the ceiling, and a ceiling pinch as well. That's exactly the kind of place I was talking about, and almost 7 minutes into this first series, X3 Tactics finally able to find one.
And what a shot. Exactly what you need if you're X3. It helps with the momentum a little bit. Nice little shot to make yourself feel better about your gameplay. And yeah, that's definitely a shot. It's going to give you confidence. And well played from Korob, as another one will go through to give them a lead for the first time in the series. And not sure, a little bit of a misplay, a little bit too much of a heavy touch there, unfortunately. Just in an awkward position, and Krupp is immediately going to take advantage of that and actually find themselves in the lead.
Yeah, stellar vision from Korob there, seeing that both the defenders of Foxconn are very awkward. Taka on the near post. The Cardinals sit in Rocket League, and this one is not find its way into the net. X3 Tactics with a 1-goal lead for now, but as I wanted to say, Korob with a quick shot taking advantage of the misplaced defenders for Foxconn side, and are now finding themselves with a lead as Korob goes for another insane shot. This one a Cuxer pinch a little bit too high. Great aim on the pinch though, was pretty close to going in, and Foxconn trying to get back off the back foot here. Shy with a good touch to the side, does not get the follow-up though, and Brew tries to get the ball out. It's gonna stay in X3 Tactics side for now though, and Foxconn now 2 minutes and 40 to make something happen here. Another demo for their side. Might try to go for a little bit more of the physical play here, but it didn't work out for them this time.
Yeah, we talked a lot about momentum, but it feels like those 2 goals that X3 has had has done a great job in completely flipping the momentum, but this might flip it right back as an overcommit from 2, maybe a double commit even. I'm not quite sure what happened here. And Javian will find himself with an open net and takes full advantage of that and ties this game up. 2:24 left to go. If you're X3 though, you definitely don't want to lose that momentum you had there, so I'm hoping to get that one back quickly.
Yeah, Korob and his teammate, I think, just not having the correct comms there. Korob trying to play it down quickly so his teammate could clear the way, but instead kind of outplaying his teammate almost, giving a free ball to Foxconn, and they are quick to take advantage of it. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. A good fake from Foxconn, but Korob is there in time, playing the ball to the side. Maybe possession, good outplay on 2 defenders, only Javian back there, but Korob misses the flick, unfortunately. and the ball is gonna go back to the midfield.
And we saw an opportunity there for that to be a goal, but unfortunately not there for them as team misses from the midfield, as we saw there. I think we'll put an end to that one. We'll have to try again. If X3 though, they definitely still have that momentum. I think those 2 goals they got definitely did not let that 1 goal they let up there afterwards get to them too much, as they've done a really good job, I think, pushing the ball forward. Although this is incredibly awkward, but Corrupt does a really good job on low boost to make sure that that one doesn't go into the net. And your Fox Clan, you're definitely wanting to get that momentum back in your favor. You definitely don't want to give up that momentum swing. That can really hurt these long series, or these longer series, that this one does go to game 5. X2 doing a really good job of making sure they're shutting down, locking in on defense, and getting the ball moved forward here. We see Corrupt has an opportunity. Might have the flip, does have the flip, but just no power to it. Now the final minute, we're still tied.
Yeah, there has been a big change in this last minute. Foxten able to get back into their offensive position, having a lot of pressure and a little bit of a miscommunication. None of the Foxten members there to capitalize on it this time, and a free shot for XP Tactics almost finds its way, gets defended to the side. That Foxten might get back to the offense here, but Corp with a good clear away, Shy with a demo, clear from Javian. And the ball is just getting passed back and forth here. No team able to really find any lasting pressure as we head into this last part of game number 2. China with a double tap off the backboard. Ball's just gonna float high and Corp tries to pinch it again. This time it's not going as well as last time. A miss from XP Tactics and Shy with a very critical follow-up. 10 seconds left on the clock. Can someone make something happen? Or will we see the first overtime of the day? Ball is gonna go to the sidewall. Shy trying to put it towards Foxplan's net, and Javian with the air control, Tucker to the side, and it might just touch down here. No, curb and up. A clear away though. Abyss keeps it high, another flip towards the ball, but we will hit overtime here.
I felt like X3 almost could have won that one in regulation. All of Foxland low on boost there when they were on defense. Just fortunately for X3 did not go their way, and now as a bump comes through, the shot will ring off the crossbar. Crossbar pings really have to hurt in those moments when might have had an opportunity, but it just is a little bit too high. We'll try to take an opportunity of his own. That one also high, not quite off the crossbars. We do not have that ping ring through, and already with 25 seconds in, there's been a lot of great opportunities for both teams. I think both teams want to end this in regulation as quick as possible.
Yeah, look at Abyss running a lot of interference right here for Foxland. Definitely banking a little more on the physical plays here, as we see a change on the side of XP Tactics as well. Corrupt trying to form more solo plays, and that's off the post. Javian is gonna want to have that back as Corrupt's just walking the dog all the way downfield. And XP Tactics absolutely steal that game off a huge misplay from Foxland.
Yeah, that one had to hurt. I think Javian wanted to squeeze that one in, just could not get close enough to the ball in time, and I think Abyss was expecting a pass off of maybe the backboard there. I mean, neither team or neither player got exactly what they wanted, and Corrupt did get what he wanted in a free ball and a free goal, and they will equalize and take a win. So we definitely have a tight series here, Rex.
Absolutely, I think the play from Corrupt at the beginning, we will see it again here, I hope at least, really gave XP Tactics a lot of confidence here. Off the sidewall, ceiling pinch against the backboard, and right past every defender. And I think, especially with winning this game too now, XP Tactics in a great position to take control of this series right here, and Foxland on the back foot having to kind of deal with the mistake that they've made at the end there.
Yeah, and you kind of have to wonder, I mean, Corrupt's definitely having a lot of confidence in this game. All 3 of X3 Tactics goals coming off of him, and you know, if the other team, maybe Shy and Brian, get a little bit more involved here, we might see that kind of dominance we've seen from X3 start to show itself. All 3 of them are starting to click on offense, but right now, Corrupt absolutely showing up here on the defensive front.
Yeah, and I think Fox Clan as well, really having a lot of pressure here, especially with the boost control, as I've mentioned before. Absolutely one of their strong points in this game. X3 Tactics in a lot of weird positions because of that. But, you know, if you have boost control for all game and then in OT you just make a huge mistake, then all of that doesn't count. But what will count is a kick-off-ish goal from Foxland here in the first 4 seconds. Corrupt completely missing a touch off the wall here. A little bit of an awkward read, but I think he should have had that, to be honest.
Yeah, possibly. And I mean, coming off of that game, number 2, those misses are bound to happen eventually. Those corner reads can be so difficult trying to catch that one and not hit it too heavily. You have to touch it perfectly or else the ball can go flying into the midfield, but unfortunately, it doesn't get a touch at all. And that will be read by Fox Clan. Early on, just like in game 1, they find themselves with an early lead. And if you're Fox Clan and you want a repeat of that first game, this is definitely the way to do it. X3 though, not letting that get to them, as they have done a very good job making sure no one on Fox Clan can have boost or get the ball out. JVN no, making sure they have a somewhat of a push forward. But once again though, it is immediately cut off as a pass from Krupp will not go in. This try goes a little bit wide, unfortunately, and these touches we're seeing from Fox Clan just a little bit too heavy. They're not really able to control, I think, as much as they have been. I think that might be hurting their ability to move the ball forward. X3 will take full advantage of it. We'll have to see though if they're able to equalize. They will need to score as soon as possible. You do not want to let Fox Clan get a second one on you, I think, at this point in the game. It's so much. Some of these games have been relatively low scoring. I think those 1 goals, 2 goals tend to have a big factor.
Yeah, and a bit of midfield play here. X3 Tactics doing really well so far on having Corrupt especially get a lot of booming clears away, but Foxconn are now starting to get back into their pressure position. Javian keeping the ball midfield, maybe someone with the follow-up. The Biz is gonna get beaten. Corrupt though, not quick enough to beat Taka away. And that's a weird second touch right there from Foxconn. Almost finds its way, but just a little too wide, as they will remain with a 1-goal lead. X3 Tactics still on the back foot for game number 3 here, as the ball is floating high. Corrupt with a touch to the side. Javian double off the back wall, and that's gonna be a second one with a beautifully executed play from Foxconn.
Yeah, Javian just takes this right off of Corrupt. A very good touch there, not the touch that I think Corrupt wanted. Had to boost up forward after hitting it, just not enough momentum to do so, and I think Javian noticed that rather quickly and just snatches the ball right at the top of his car, and Javian will get another one on. I'm not sure what happened here off the kickoff. That will be a kickoff goal and give Foxconn a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, kickoffs are really haunting X3 right now. Just a complete miss on the kickoff right there. A bit of a close cheat from X3, but that's probably just bad luck on the kickoff for them. Just have to chalk it up to that. Keep the mental intact. 3 minutes, still plenty of time for them to come back here. And Corb is trying to take the first step towards the Taka with a clear to the side. Another great touch. Puts the ball in the center. Brew tries to get it back this to the side again. And Corrupt now, I'm a bit concerned about Corrupt getting a lot of hard touches as well. I mean, we have seen that he is precisely the player who can go for those solo plays, but if he just keeps getting hard touches, that's just not gonna happen. Instead, a cross or a post ping rather for the side of X3 Tactics here, just missing the post by a little bit as we have hit the halfway point into this game. And Foxclan may be able to get back into the offense here. Javian with a touch to the side. It's gonna be Ruboy with a follow-up, but no one's there to really take control. Pass back from Korob and Shai with the clear, finally away off the green side.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate hit, as that one will also go off at the top. Not quite the crossbar, not that ring is again, but definitely a little bit too high as a massive unfortunate touch goes all the way. And that is just unfortunate. Definitely not the touch that I think Krupp wanted, as that is a fantastic redirect, unfortunately on the wrong team, and that will give Javian another goal. Put Foxclan up 4 here. Yeah, and you have to think sometimes, you mentioned some of those higher shots, those heavy touches, and the shots just being off just a little bit, especially when you're down. You know, the threat of going on match point or going up against match point here. Single one of those missed shots I think hurts just a little bit more. You don't let that get to you, and you lock in and you kind of just count it up to just unlucky. You know, they had the one kickoff goal go in, they had the unlucky touch, the own goal, and you definitely can bounce back in game number 4. It's not over yet if they lose this one. As it stands right now, this 4-goal lead with 1.5 minutes left just does feel a little bit unsurmountable. It's definitely not impossible, but it will definitely be difficult.
Yeah, I would love to see at least one good play for X3 Tactics though. In the last few minutes, it seemed like they weren't really able to get any cohesive offense going. Just lobbing a few shots towards the net, some even pretty close, but just no real consistent pressure for them. Foxconn able to get the ball away rather easily, I would say, and the 5-0 goal lead is gonna speak for that. I think this game is pretty much decided for Foxland here. 60 seconds left. Corrupt maybe with a reset, but Javen is there quick enough to get the ball away. And X3 Tactics probably gonna stare down a double match point for Foxland here. If they can't pull off some miracles, some really great kickoff plays here. Corrupt is gonna try and make that happen. Gets around one. Pop on the ball. It's not gonna be the touch that he wanted, I don't think. And ball is going back into open field.
Yeah, and if you're FoxClan, if you're rooting for FoxClan at least, this is exactly what you want, right? Going into that match point, more than likely with a lot of momentum, 5 in this game, and feels like every touch that they've had has been almost perfect. They've been doing such a good job on some of these challenges. Every time they move the ball forward, it feels intentional, which means they're feeling confident. It's exactly what you want if you're trying to win this series, and right now, unfortunately for X3, that's just not quite there for them. I think the touches are just going a little bit array, not quite what they want. Is another one Wolf playing off the crossbar, and that one I think has to hurt just a little bit more, as this one will unfortunately go against X3 if you're rooting for them, and we'll put FoxClan on match point.
Yeah, it's looking good for Foxclan right now. I mean, X3 Tactics though just losing a lot of goals to silly mistakes that are pretty easily avoidable, I would say. The kickoff goals that Foxclan have scored, and they just cannot let that happen again if they want to have a chance at the series here. Gonna have to be a lot more consistent for those last, well, hopefully 2 games for X3 Tactics, but it's gonna be 1 game first. It's gonna be match point for Foxclan coming off a very dominant victory here.
Yeah, just a lot of scoring. And I talked a lot about X3's offense, but right now it has been entirely FoxClan on the offensive attack, and they are showing up so strong on some of these offensive touches they've had. I mean, we've seen as some of these goals come in. Some of them a little bit unlucky, as this one is definitely unlucky. But a lot of it coming off of just kind of that pressure. They've just nonstop been having the ball, pushing it forward, making it uncomfortable and awkward for X3, and X3 is just not able to adapt to that in time, and I think that one's hurting them a little bit. So it's not over yet for them. We do have another match, but X3 will have to definitely make some changes if they want to bounce back.
Yeah, one more chance for them to show us what they can do. It's do or die for X3 Tactics though, as we will go into game number 4 against FoxClan. And what specifically do you want to see X3 do here to have a chance against FoxClan?
Well, we saw in game 2, I think they did such a good job of just getting the ball, moving it forward, kind of having that pressure. We saw Krub absolutely pop off in that game. I definitely want to see, I think Shy and Brian have a little bit more presence. They've been a little bit quiet. Just seeing Shy this quiet on the offense, and I'm not sure if that's just a confidence thing right now with just how much pressure Foxland has been putting forward. It's so hard to, I think, get confidence if you haven't made a shot. You have to kind of stamp your foot in the ground, kind of get that shooting going. So we will have to see if they're able to do so. I'll have to start doing that now. They won't have a chance in this one.
Pretty even game so far. First 30 seconds going by without a goal. FoxClan once again trying to build their offense here. A miss on the double tap for FoxClan there, but so far very well executed from them, I would say. Again, look at the boost sometimes when they are in the offensive half. I see very little boost for the side of X3 Tactics, and a great shot coming out from, I think it was Taka here. Looks like we're not gonna see it again, but very well executed here. And another lead for FoxClan.
Yeah, a flip reset, or not flip reset, a musty pass into a double. I mean, what do you do if you're trying to defend that? But I think our replays are broken. We will not get the replays in this match. A little bit weird. That may be a little bit jarring, I think, coming into this one, but we will continue on, as we do have our Game 4 match to take a look at and to watch here. Yeah, already FoxClan seeming to have all of the momentum, and yeah, I don't think that's going. And we do see, is that okay? It's a possible lead there. Not sure if the mental is just completely chalked for X3. FoxClan seemingly not losing any of that momentum from game 3.
Foxconn look like they are absolutely running away with it here. A 4-0 in the first 90 seconds of this game, and with how it's going, looks like that's gonna be the last one we will see from this particular matchup. But maybe X3 Tactics can do something to come back here. It's gonna be a free shot for Rule by Brian, but a good save. That would have been great for the Metal of X3, but it wasn't supposed to be. And Taka here with control again. No boost left in the tank. Maybe X3 Tactics able to build some offense here. Ball is gonna be popped up high, but Javian is there for the clear away. Never mind, he tried to take control of it, but it's gonna get stopped by X3, and the ball is gonna float here. Double commit for the side of X3 is not gonna go to bite them here, and they will continue their offense for now.
I mean, I'm not even sure. This is seemingly a different X3 team that's playing this match. This Foxland just looks to have basically full control. They've had a little bit of offensive opportunity here for the side of X3, but to say that a shot will come through for them. And the lead happens. This is interesting. I'm not sure exactly what the technique there for that is. If the mental is completely chalked or not, but and we will continue on as Foxland still has that 3-goal lead as we are halfway through this first match. We've had a little bit of life from X3, but and as I say that, another one will go in for Foxland, and they immediately get that 4-goal lead back. Yeah, Rex, I'm not sure what to say about this one, but Foxland does seem to have all the momentum.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of missed touches, weird plays for X3 right now. As you said, they don't really seem like the team that we've seen in the past. Foxton are just completely dominating them, and maybe another one here. No, this one's gonna bounce out. Jamie with the follow-up, gonna float to the side. Abyss, can he get anything on it? It's gonna be X3 able to hold on here, but 4 goals in 2 minutes. With how X3 is getting played around by Foxton right now, it's gonna be a very hard task for them. Corrupt though, getting almost presented with a ball. Maybe he can make something work here. A little bit of miscommunication for Foxton as well, but it just keeps working out somehow for them. 90 seconds left on the clock. Corrupt with a weird reset. And gets into a rule 1 with Javian, and still the ball is not going in. Another crossbar bounce, and this one hopefully will. And yes, it will. X3 Tactics with a second goal in this very deciding game. 3 goals left. 85 seconds for X3 Tactics to make it happen.
And maybe we'll see the mental get a little bit better after that one went in, and you find themselves still down 3. And like you said, that's not impossible. It's definitely doable to get some of the momentum going as we see some team bumping coming through on the side of Foxland. And yeah, we do. This is an interesting one for sure. I'm not entirely certain of what's happening here, as an overcommit on the side of X3 Tactics. It's in an awkward position, but luckily for them, it does not end up as the goal. We'll have to see though if they will take advantage. I think of this as Rupp wants a slow play, but it's just not there for him. And every single one of these midfield plays is another second off the clock, and even for Phil Foxland's playing a little bit wonky. They're happy to see this one just continue to bounce around.
With the last minute of this game, it looks less like an RFDL game and more like a solo Q3's game. What am I watching? X3 able to get yet another goal off of whatever that was. 30 seconds left for them to get 2 more. And if they can make that happen, they might as well go to game 5. But Foxton back in the offense. Abyss is pre-jumping before the game even started. But Foxton unable to get the play going. 15 seconds, and it's gonna be this last chance for Corp. He tries to make what he did in game 2, and he gets the ball in. Handed to him by Foxton. I have no idea who scored that own goal, but he definitely got some lessons from Ecliptic Fates. 11 seconds for X3 to take us to another OT. Oh no.
Hey, you got me laughing. I can't even speak. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. Oh my god! You have to be kidding me! I don't know what I've been watching. I don't know what I've been watching, but somehow X3 ties the game up and we have overtime.
This is the biggest plot armor I've ever seen, and now they double commit for it. Goro with a shot! Foxton is there to save it away. 10 seconds into OT. And this is the nail biter already. It's passed down, but the demo for Foxton is gonna save them for now. Another almost win in OT for X3 Tactics, but they have to take this one if they want to have a chance in the series. Javian Plays the ball forward. A redirect. Korop is gonna be the first one to the ball, though clears it away. Who is there? Shy tries to go for the ball, fakes it instead. Korop with another touch off the sidewall, another touch for him. Uber Brian, can he get it? Plays it high, but no one's there to follow up. Foxcan able to regain their bearings.
Yeah, I mean, maybe take a second to breathe. This game has become absolutely unhinged. There's been a lot of chaos here, and seemingly that is working for X3 as they've had multiple opportunities already in this overtime. This is not looking good for them though. Staka does have control, but Ryan does a really good job to make sure that one is cut off. That was very dangerous if he did not get that touch forward, and this one also dangerous, but there's two people there in net waiting for that one, and Cup with full boost might have an opportunity here. Decides to play it slow. This is a good decision. I love Foxcan low on boost.
To beat on one.
And therefore take the shot, and it seems like both teams have started to take this overtime serious, Rex.
Looks like it, but a pass almost infield to Foxcan could have spelled disaster. Instead, no one from Foxcan really able to take advantage of that. Abyss now with a pre-jump bump play here. Korop with the last second touch around Ataka it was, I think. But Foxcan back in the offense. Taka with the double attempt gets it. Bounce off the post off of a defensive touch from X3 Tactics, and I can't even talk with everything that's going on in this overtime. Almost 2 minutes, and X3 are looking way better than they did in regulation, but they still have to get this game if they want to have a chance. And Abyss now with the read of the back ball, a shot, and no one's there. It's gonna be Foxcan in 2 minutes. OT game number 4. Goodbye to my channel points.
You had to think that maybe if X3 played that game as serious as they played it in overtime, they would have had a much better chance. That they played so much better in the last minute of that game, and then for the entirety of overtime. I'm not sure if there was a mental thing going there, as they did let up a lot of goals early on off of some absolutely goofy and kind of, as you said, solo cute threes gameplay that we were seeing there for what felt like at least 3 minutes of that game. But Foxcan, I'm sure, is happy to take that one in overtime.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna take everything they get. You really don't want to get to match point and then have to play on Champions Field for the whole series. So, I'm gonna be happy about that, but I mean, it was just insane this last game. I have no idea what even happened, but it was fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But GG's to both teams. Foxcan, though, looking absolutely completely reborn here, as this team is playing so incredibly well. I'll have to see if they're able to continue this momentum up, but for them, they can rest the rest of this weekend happy with that win. So well played from them. We will have more matches coming up next after the break, but that's definitely an interesting one to watch.
Absolutely. I think it's gonna be OwOptic Gaming against Black Bunny Gaming next, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a little break before that, so we'll talk to you all after that.
GG's!
make you feel good? Don't you wanna feel good, good, good? Sometimes I wish that we could go back before you got hurt, hurt, hurt. When before I was scared, now I'm feeling prepared. Don't you wanna feel good? Don't you wanna feel good, good, good?
When you say you were leaving, I thought that you meant it. I played the victim, you starred as indifferent. Hindsight comes standard with rose-colored lenses. Hate to admit it, you're better off. Now you're too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start it.
Maybe feelings change, I can remember all the reasons why we've been separate ways. Feeling all alone in your company, keeping you captive in busy chains.
We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again.
Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will go, give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go. Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will go, give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. We can start again. We can start it.
Tell me where you wanna go. We could fly to the stars, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly night and day, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Tell me where you wanna go. We could fly to the stars, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly, yeah. To the stars, yeah.
I think I need therapy or just some more whiskey. I can't seem to understand how you do this to me. You've been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. I think I need to confess. Saw you in the red dress. I can't seem to understand.
Me old friend.
Hello, everybody. We are back with the Rocket First Draft League. I am Ecliptic Fates. I'm with Rex and Docky. And Rex, we just saw Fox Clan take that in 4. That was a really weird 4th game, to say the least.
Yeah, it was pretty silly if I do say so myself. And I don't know. It was funny, a little bit, but also silly.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened with one of the players on X3 Tactics, whether their mental was chalked or something or other. Obviously, we don't really condone people doing that in the league. So, if you guys, you guys take that as an example of what not to do in the middle of a match, if you could please. We try not to troll. We try not to, have weird games like that. But, sometimes when the mental just isn't there, maybe that's what happens. And that's what it just seemed like was the case for X3, as they will take their second loss in the league so far. We're going to have to see if the team can bounce back next week. But Fox Clan was playing pretty incredible. Gotta say, GG's to them. They were playing out of their mind in some of these games, shutting out X3, which is a very tough task indeed. Even if they weren't playing at their best, you usually expect them to get any sort of goal in the net. But Fox Clan's defense was really good. Their offense was stellar, and they will take that. But we've got 2 more games to talk about today, guys. 2 more matches on the docket for today. And we're just going to get straight over to the next one, guys. It is going to be OwOptic Gaming versus Black Bunny Gaming. And this one is going to be a very interesting one, especially with X3 losing that last match now. Black Bunny Gaming now has the chance to tie up the record of X3 Tactics for that top spot. Because of game differential, they would not be able to take that top spot, but it really does put them in the talks of being top in the league coming into midseason, which is huge. What do you guys think?
Black Bunny Gaming obviously trying to get to where they were last season, and I mean, I'm hyped to see if they can do so, especially as we'll finally maybe get to see some more demos.
Yeah, I mean, if in terms of demos, right, it's the number 1 demo person versus the number 2 demo person. So, I mean, I'm sure there will be quite a bit of that. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what these teams have. Let's go ahead and talk about each team right now. Starting with OwOptic, I think Daki probably has a little bit of bias for this team. As Daki, the manager here, along with T-Park and Gala, a very good roster, very balanced roster. They've been showing up. Balanced is definitely the word to describe them, as I believe right now, coming into this match, they are 4-4, so they're almost as balanced as it can get. But Daki showing up there as 5th place in shots per game, so we're going to expect him to be putting on a lot of shots. T-Park to be assisting as well with those demos, and Gala always going to be that good 3rd person to be cleaning up in the midfield and cleaning up on the attacking 3rd. Hopefully we see a show-up game for them. Rex, what's your thoughts on the team?
Well, I'm definitely looking to see how well Daki is gonna play today, especially after having those silly influences in this first series. I hope we can see a little bit of that in this series, but not too much. But overall, I'm looking for a very solid, very balanced team plays here.
Yeah, Daki, what's your thoughts going into this match? I know Black Bunny is quite an opponent to have to play against right now.
Go team.
Go team. Happy for that.
Damn, he's so poetic.
I mean, yeah. Listen, I can't talk too much else. I can go on my team secrets, but they're you know, the guys on my team are really good, and I have a good time playing with them. So yeah, I just hope they continue to play well, and they've been playing well all season. They got a little bit unlucky, so we're hoping that we have some more luck on our side.
Yeah, and sometimes luck is exactly what you need against some of these teams, and with Black Bunny Gaming in particular, I think luck is quite a factor that you have to think about, because we all know, we talk about it all the time. We call it the Hammer Show. There's a reason for that. Look at how much accolades he has. Top in score, top in assists, top in shots, 3rd in goals per game. And then you've also got Vezix there with the 1st in demos a game. And even though there's no accolades on Kiki, you know that they are a solid 2nd man on this roster. And with their playstyle they've been adapting to lately, Rex, they have been very offensive hungry.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. And I mean, we all know how dangerous Hammer can be if he gets in good positions. And with those demos on the pitch, I think good positions are just way more likely. I mean, you know me, I think demos are very often just the optimal play, and I'd love to see Black Bunny Gaming take advantage of that. So Darky, watch out.
Yeah, I mean, we've said what we've always said about Black Bunny Gaming. They've been changing playstyles a bit recently to be a bit more attack focused than demo focused. I think it's been a good change for the team. I think that it has made Hammer step up a little bit more. He's been wanting to play more of that 3rd man role, but he's now looking more to that 2nd man, sometimes 1st man role. Kind of keeping Vezix lower in the point totals as of recently, as he hasn't been really able to hunt for some of those demos or find the goals based off having the Hammer assist. And Kiki has kind of taken that 2nd man spot, just being a really good person to pass to, a really good person to slot the shots into very difficult positions for the defense. It's definitely a scary team, and at the same time, you now have I don't know if this has happened before, but we have Gala going up against Hammer, which is going to be very exciting to see.
Absolutely, and I'm thrilled to get started if we can.
Well, we'll get started here really soon. Let's go into the predictions for this match. I have OwOptic taking this in 4. Arilax has Black Bunny taking it in 5. Daki doesn't have a vote here. Gala also no vote. And Fire saying Black Bunny in 5. Rex, what about you? What are you predicting here?
I think Black Bunny is very strong, but I will side with my fellow caster here and say they'll take it in 5.
Yeah.
Give us
All
some good
right.
OT though.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can do that for sure. Everybody, it is time for the second match of the day. It is time for OwOptic and Black Bunny Gaming to show us what they're made of. Let's see what these teams can do as we go into this match. See if OwOptic can get closer here to the top, or if Black Bunny is going to be able to tie X3 in record now. We're going to start off this kickoff immediately. Looks like going towards the Black Bunny net. And if you're an OwOptic fan, you're going to want to see kickoffs going and making Black Bunny very uncomfortable. Not going to want to see Hammer getting too much possession, though, as he takes a shot on net. Gala will be able to save this one. Gala now trying to get the counterattack, but Hammer already in the right spot to take that save away. And it looks like he's going to look for an air dribble. Will he be able to get it? No, another save by Gala. And we're already seeing some attacking opportunities for both of these teams, Rex.
Yeah, and the first demo coming out right there from OwOptic Gaming. So Black Bunny definitely on the back foot if it comes to that. And also almost getting scored on the counter attack right at the beginning there. So I have to be a little bit careful in this offense. But for now it's going to be OwOptic in the opposing half. Darky plays it high mid. Gala with the follow-up. A double commit actually. This might be bad for them, but Black Bunny Gaming is not quick enough to follow up on it, it seems. Hammer with control. Darky gets a touch, but it might not be enough. Almost a save in the end, but it's not supposed to be. Black Bunny Gaming is going to strike first.
And this is a place that we have seen Bezix at before, getting that second man roll in and taking a shot towards net. Almost saved by, I believe that was T-Park, but just a little bit too slow to the ball. Not going to be able to get it out of the net in time. And now OwOptic going to be on the back foot here. Bezix going to try and put this up to Kiki. Not going to be able to touch that one. Daki with the 50. But unfortunately for OwOptic, that ball just going to be rolling up the corner. They were looking more for a bounce towards mid with that one. Not going to be able to find it. Daki is going to try and find a pass out to the middle, but his touch was a little weak. No one from Black Bunny able to push up on the offense in that moment, though. T-Park with the bump on Bezix. Bezix now going to challenge this ball. Puts it in an awkward spot for Gala, and Daki is going to have to take control. Daki over one, but Kiki able to get this save. We go back to the OwOptic side here. 3:14 remaining, and OwOptic looking for a goal. Maybe a second one, as Hammer is going to put in the first goal for him this series, and that is a shot.
Yeah, very unfortunate here. Gala just with a very heavy touch. And both of the OwOptic Gaming members there on the backboard, unable to get to the ball quickly enough to save Hammer's shot. I think OwOptic definitely had some good chances off that play, but just a very hard touch in the end. But a shot for OwOptic Gaming now is gonna get saved by Hammers. T-Park not quite getting that ball in. And now it's gonna be another possession for Black Bunny Gaming. Another hard touch against the corner wall, and I'm not sure OwOptic Gaming want to continue on that, as it has led to some Black Bunny Gaming pressure here. Now once again Hammers passing mid. A good defensive touch from Darky coming out, but Bezix is there for the follow-up. Gala off the backboard, tries to clear the ball away, but Hammers keeps it there. A follow-up from Darky though towards the net. Gala attempts to redirect, but it's gonna be T-Park in here with the follow-up. Just Bezix with the save, and as we hit half time, it's gonna be 2-0 lead for Black Bunny Gaming, and another chance going nowhere.
Now T-Park having to get this save, does so just on the tip of their car. Daki in a very awkward position though. Kiki with the shot, but it's gonna bounce on the crossbar. And after a couple of bounces, they will be able to get that off of the back wall. But that was really close from Black Bunny Gaming, not quite able to put it on net at first. But a good recovery by Kiki is going to land that in. I'm pretty sure somebody else was coming up from the Black Bunny squad as well though. So now up by 3 in this game number 1. OwOptic going to need to find a quick start and a way to stop this Black Bunny squad from scoring so many goals. And that's not going to be great for them as Hammer gets it past the third. It's going to be a force for BBG.
Yeah, the first game is looking everything but good from OwOptic Gaming. Just not quite on the synergy right here, as they keep miscommunicating or something, it seems. Just almost double commits, passing the ball to weird places. No one really knows where to go, who's to go, and they really have to fix it if they want to have a chance right here. Gala now with a good pass mid, though this one's a bit high, and Hammer is there for the save off the backboard. Full boost, passes mid, just waiting with the redirect. T-Park is there to stop it, but it's gonna be Kiki continuing the pressure. 1 minute 37 on the clock, and OwOptic Gaming find themselves back in their own half once again. Ball is floating high here, and T-Park tries to escort it away. It's gonna be a beat from Hammer, though, and a shot gonna be placed wide this time. But 4-0, Black Bunny Gaming just have to hold on for 80 seconds and take this game 1 with them.
Now Docky trying to get a shot, and it looks like it's past the defense. So OwOptic finally going to be scoring 1. And they're still in this game. There's definitely a chance that they could come back here. It's just a really nice flick from Docky. Kiki jumps a little bit early and flips towards the ball, but Docky got just the right amount of height on it to get past the defense. We're going to need to see more plays like that. Not really the OwOptic play style to go for a lot of these solo plays, though. They usually like more of their attacking team passes instead, as we're starting to see here. But unfortunately, Gala not in the right position to take that shot. Now T-Park, kind of same spot as Gala on that play. Gonna have to rush back. Docky going to try and get up to this one, but it's gonna be in the back of the net. 47 seconds left, and with a 4-goal lead, Black Bunny should be taking this game number 1 again.
Yeah, OwOptic with a sliver of hope right there, but Darky just not enough boost on the right position to clear or to even just save that ball away there. And as you said, 4 goals in 47 seconds. Basically a formality, barring some kickoff miracles for OwOptic Gaming here, but Black Bunny Gaming looks like they're not gonna make that happen. Darky with an unfortunate touch back, and just Vezik is gonna put another one on the scoreboard. Almost nearing the Brazil right here for Black Bunny Gaming in game 1. And all that OwOptic Gaming have to hold on to is that 1 goal that they've been able to score. And they have 36 seconds to think about what they want to do in game 2 to make a difference.
And that touch from Docky, just not the best one. He was third man, no one else back, and not able to catch back up to it. Now Kiki gonna look to try and make this a Brazil reality, and Hammer is going to do so, getting that 7th goal for BBG, and they're looking very dominant right now. Just a miss off of that back wall. That's going to be a tough read for anybody having to go up for that one. And at this point, I don't think that you're taking it too seriously if you're OwOptic. You know, the game was already out of reach a little bit ago. You're just shaking this one off, trying to figure out what you're going to do in game number 2 to try and come back. But a very good showing for Black Bunny to start off this series.
Yeah, I think OwOptic Gaming just has to keep their mental intact right now. Talk about what went wrong in this first game, and maybe about what they see that worked well against Black Bunny Gaming here. As the clock ticks down to 0, ball floating up in the air. It's not gonna matter whatever happens here anyway, and it's gonna touch down now. Black Bunny Gaming take the first game as the Brazil.
And as I said, a really good showing for Black Bunny there. Everybody on the team able to put in at least a goal and showcase why they're such a strong team to OwOptic here. And if you're OwOptic Gaming, you're really going to have to look at that game and figure out what went wrong early on for all those goals to be able to go in. And will they be able to adapt to this style of play from Black Bunny? As you can see from these replays, they are playing so much more aggressive than they used to back when the roster did not have Kiki on it. And I didn't really want to make this comparison, but it seems like Black Bunny is kind of playing more as if they used how they used to when they had Gala on the team in Season 0. A lot more aggressive, a lot more confident in their shot placement than we have seen in the last couple of weeks, and I think that it's really showing up for this team. However, speaking of how good Gala is, they always have had a good mental about the game and being able to come back when they were on that Black Bunny squad. I'm sure that this game too is going to look a lot different for OwOptic Gaming. We'll just have to see what they do here.
Yeah, I think OwOptic Gaming is far from out in this series, but they do have to get their chemistry together, especially stop with those...
I messed up.
Oh, game one.
I messed up.
Yeah, but as I wanted to say, have to stop with those easily avoidable mistakes, and stop giving Black Bunny Gaming free chances, because as we know from last and this season, they will take advantage of that.
Yeah, I had to agree, and we will have game 2 started momentarily, guys. But that being said, we are just going to have to see what OwOptic is going to be able to do here. I'm sure that they have everything that they need to go ahead and figure this Black Bunny squad out. And we did have a bit of a server reset as well for this one. But Kiki immediately going to be getting this first goal off the kickoff. And OwOptic now in a tough position.
Yeah, but once again, I don't really love how Darky was creeping up right there after the teammates lost the kickoff to the side. You have to be defensive as third man sometimes. And right here, it's just gonna leave to Black Bunny Gaming with a free goal after just 4 seconds. And they might just get another one. Hammer tries to shoot. T-Bug is there for the defense, so another shot from Black Bunny Gaming goes wide. This one's going high. And Hammer against the crossbar and in. Great placement. Almost a little high, but Hammer makes it work. 2-0 after 17 seconds.
And it's such a tough shot to actually make if you're Hammer. You have to get that just low enough that it bounces in off the crossbar, because you're not avoiding a crossbar hit there. They have to make sure that you get it underneath and not too far above, because even a little couple of pixels above where he shot it, and that could have bounced out. And Black Bunny coming off with a very quick start to this game number 2. Might find another, but Daki is going to be there for the save. Now Hammer, shot going to go high, trying to make the read off the waterfall down, but it's not going to happen. And Gala will be able to get it clear on this ball, but T-Park, no boost. Daki is going to have to go up for this challenge, and no boost on the whole side of OwOptic now. Black Bunny not able to find an opportunity to attack on this ball, though. OwOptic gonna get away with that play. Now T-Park looking for the shot. Daki gonna have to play this one in the corner. Hammer to contest. And with 3:52 on the clock here, Rex, OwOptic gonna need to find one.
Darky trying to pass to someone there. T-Park not gonna be first to that ball. Unable to follow up. And Gala here with possession, but no boost in the tank. And again, OwOptic Gaming just looking awkward in so many positions. Gala now waiting for a pass. T-Park may be able to make it happen. No boost on Kiki, but T-Park doesn't know that. And Black Bunny is able to completely get out of this defense here. A good defensive touch from Darky off the backboard there, keeping the ball to the side. It's not gonna let Black Bunny capitalize on that. And now it's a little bit of a slower game here. T-Park trying to pass it mid. Gala with the follow-up against the corner wall here. Physics has the read though. But this is finally looking somewhat good for OwOptic Gaming. Good pass mid, but red by Black Bunny Gaming as well. Still not defending from them. But the OwOptic Gaming is starting to look better. And Gala with this miss off the backboard, right as I say it. Black Bunny Gaming failing in defense and leaving OwOptic Gaming with 1 goal.
And it's just Vezix in the back up that wall. No boost in the tank and can't read the roll up. Hammer was expecting that to get cleared, and when it doesn't get there, kind of panicked on the back line looking for the save, but Gala played that 50 really well. And we're going to have to see if they can continue this now that they've gotten their first goal of this game a lot faster than they got that during the last game. Now with a good chance to tie this one up, gonna have to see if they can do it. T-Park over the head of one. Hammer is going to be able to clear this out once again though. He's gonna try and get this down to Kiki. Kiki with the shot, but it's gonna be far to the side. And they're gonna have to rely on Vezix to get this 50. T-Park with a big clear, but it's not gonna happen as the second touch doesn't come through. Shot on, but it's gonna be saved by Daki. A double commit from OwOptic though. Black Bunny not going to be able to push. Gala keeping this midfield And it's just going to be another 50 as we approach 2 minutes left in the game. T-Park takes another shot. It's going to be out to the side off the defensive touch. And once again, Black Bunny keeping their defensive line strong. Oh, I'm saying it! Oh, no!
Yeah, look at this. I was gonna say it. I've seen a lot of Black Bunny Gaming members going for this ball, and it cost them to not be in any position to save that one. Kiki trying for it, but just backflips instead, and even with perfect execution, I'm not sure they could have even gotten to that ball. So, well done from OwOptic Gaming, equalizing this game right here, getting us to 2-2, and it's looking way better for them in this game right now. Gala putting this one towards net. T-Park, instead of going for the pass, goes for some disruption, and I don't hate that that idea, as we've seen Black Bunny Gaming play very structured, very strategically here in this game, and demos are a good way to break that down a little. I'm not sure where Gala went right there, but worked out for them as no Black Bunny Gaming member was there. 80 seconds left, and it's a very much closer game than we've seen in game 1.
Demo from Kiki as they try to find a opening on the OwOptic side, now tied up, getting closer and closer to golden goal territory as this timer does count down. Minute 5, and T-Park is going to keep this in the midfield, but it's going to be Kiki with the touch, and a very nice double touch to follow it up. You can see Vezix hunting for a bump on the back line, trying to find any sort of opening for their team. Now Vezix trying to find a pass to Hammer towards net, but Daki with the save. Bit of a slow shot there. Now Hammer going to take control, quick turn on the ball, pass 2, and it's just going to be T-Park in defense. Gets it past T-Park, but Gala has had time to get to the back line, and we'll be able to get this ball out. Now T-Park and Daki a little bit in the same position. They're going to have to watch out as 30 seconds now on the clock for one of these teams to try and find the opening. It's a double commit from Black Bunny, and Gala with the hat trick gets their 3rd goal of this game.
And it's just a very unfortunate breakdown from Black Bunny Gaming there. Just Vezix trying to do a little bit too much. I think Kiki would have gotten a great 50 there, but instead Black Bunny Gaming completely out of the picture. A free and open net, and OwOptic able to capitalize on in 20 seconds. All that OwOptic have to hold on for here, and that's a very favorable kickoff for them. Daki able to get another touch here, but it's gonna be Hammer with possession. Now Gala plays the ball a little bit to the side, but it's still Hammer here behind the ball. Good clear now from OwOptic Gaming, and they pretty much only have to control this ball to the ground. It's rolling on the wall, but Daki is here with a touch and maybe another shot. No, OwOptic Gaming 3-2 takes game number 2.
That is really just a great touch, or a great game by OwOptic, and honestly a standout performance by Gala in that game, getting all 3 goals, getting some really good clears and passes as well, kind of putting the team on their back for this game number 2, and that is something that we need to see as we continue on, see if they can continue this sort of pressure. They've been playing a really good game so far, and with the tied series, it's now up to OwOptic to try and set the pace, but it is also up to Black Bunny to adapt to this play style of OwOptic. We're going to have to see how they do here. And looking back at the replays, you could just see Black Bunny just trying to do a little bit too much, I think, in that game number 2, trying to go for some of those touches where it wasn't necessarily the best choice. A lot of double commits, a lot of being in the same spot as each other, really opening up that back line for OwOptic to shoot at some pretty open nets.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen that at least 2 of the goals for OwOptic Gaming have come from straight mistakes from the side of Black Bunny Gaming, so if they can just keep those away, it's going to be a lot harder for OwOptic to actually score on them. And in the end, I think that's what's going to have them win or lose this next game, but only the next 5 minutes will let us see what actually happens as we go to the next kickoff right here. Looks like Kiki able to clear this ball away. Daki with a bit of an awkward takeoff here, might leave a shot for a Hammer, and yes, it will be a shot. 7 seconds, and Black Bunny Gaming up by 1 again.
And we continuously are seeing this coming out from Black Bunny Gaming. Just really quick shots off of each of these kickoffs at the start of the game. And that's just not the momentum that you want to see if you're an OwOptic fan. You don't want to give Black Bunny that much momentum to go into the game to start, because you know if any team is a very momentum-based team, Black Bunny has been found to be that. Now Gala having to get that save, as I was going to go into the back of the net. Daki with an opportunity, looks for the pass instead, but it is going to be blocked out by the defense. Now we're seeing some pressure for OwOptic, but no boost in anybody's tanks on that side, meaning P-Park is just going to try and play this midfield challenge instead of looking for the shot here. Daki going to leave this one to Gala for the move forward. T-Park going to have to take that off the 50. We're seeing a little bit of hesitation, I think, from OwOptic Gaming here, as Hammer takes the ball, looks for a shot. Gala going to have to clear this one over to the side. And T-Park down the midfield. 3:54:53 on the clock. My bad, I can't read today. And now OwOptic having to look for another counterattack.
Yeah, it was OwOptic briefly in the offense there, but they weren't really able to make anything out of it. Just Vezix now with low boost tries to get the ball away. T-Bug, a good beat, but it's gonna go to his side for now. And look again at the boost meters. OwOptic Gaming pretty much all at zero. Darky now, last man back, gets Post Malone out of his life. And Black Bunny Gaming able to score again. Just beautiful boost control from the side of Black Bunny Gaming here.
And that's just unfortunate for Daki, trying to get up for that, not realizing that the post was right there. Gonna just drive up that, puts his cars in an awkward angle, and Black Bunny now up by 2 once again. We saw this in the first game, and we know how that one went, but Gala easily trying to shut me up here with a nice play shot onto the post, getting a little bit of post action themselves. That's gonna roll into the Black Bunny net.
Yeah, I mean, OwOptic Gaming definitely gonna be happy for that. Able to take advantage of some, well, let's say almost gifted goals here. But Black Bunny Gaming gonna be a little bit sad about that one, as OwOptic Gaming now back in their own half, trying to play the ball forward. Darky with the follow-up here. A good touch from the Black Bunny Gaming member, able to get it to the side, but a demo coming out here might lead to some prolonged offense. I like the back passing here to grab some boost for OwOptic Gaming, but just not the best follow-up here as Hammer goes off the ceiling. Everyone kind of scared to go for the ball, thinking Hammer might have something to do with it, but just Vezix trying for a shot, and it's not gonna happen there. Hammer stays now off the backboard, unable to get it, but Kiki with the follow-up. Back to the 2-goal lead for Black Bunny Gaming.
And unfortunate for Gala, just a heavy touch off of that pass down on their car, and just not able to get up to that fast enough. Not expecting Kiki to just rush in like that. Those ego challenges are something that Kiki is known to do at times. Something you gotta watch out for if you're playing against them. And it was just a really good challenge by Kiki to make that. And it is gonna give them the 2-goal lead once again. Now Daki trying to keep that to a 2-goal lead and not anymore. However, Hammer trying to get that one in. A good pass from the Black Bunny Gaming side, but not going to be able to get on it. And you see a demo coming out as well, keeping the OwOptic side slow and making it more and more difficult to challenge. Once again, another shot coming out, this time to the side. Kiki with control here, gonna try for the air dribble, gets the dunk, and that's gonna be a 4th goal for Black Bunny Gaming.
Very well played from Kiki here. Great control on the air dribble, and just nothing that OwOptic Gaming able to do here. Maybe with a little bit better positioning on the last 50 there, but well, a great execution from Kiki there. 3-goal lead for Black Bunny Gaming after it was just pandemonium on the pitch for a few seconds there. And OwOptic Gaming not looking as good as they did in the last game, I don't think, or maybe it's just Black Bunny Gaming getting back into shape as Daki able to play the ball high here. Kiki with a touch off the backboard, and as you've said, I think we see OwOptic Gaming just hesitate a little bit too much as this one's going towards their own net. Crossbar and out though, luckily for T-Park, but that one was a little bit too close for comfort.
Oh, a huge pinch coming out from T-Park and Gala, but no one is going to be able to get forward on that. And Daki pushing a little bit too far. That's going to allow Kiki another goal in the back of the OwOptic net. Now down by 4 once again. We're starting to see a chance for another Brazil come out here. Do you think we'll find it again, Rex?
I mean, with how both teams are looking right now, it's not super unlikely, I don't think. But OwOptic Gaming definitely able, or if they can find their stride again, I think they're definitely able to get at least one more goal and deny the Brazil. Maybe even make it close, but with 66 seconds on the clock, that's a lot to ask from them. And Black Bunny Gaming just so good at controlling this Ghana with a great great clear away here and a demo as well. Another demo coming out for OwOptic Gaming, and I think that might be a good threat for them to go for a little bit more physicality here. Not on their own team though.
Not on their own team, and that's gonna lead to another goal. Vezics gets a simple shot to the back of the net, and I think Gala got a little bit too chasey after some cars there, as they accidentally bumped their own teammate off the boost. No one going to be in position to get that ball. And now Black Bunny, one goal away from another Brazil, but not going to happen. Off the kickoff, Gala makes up for that previous mistake. And no Brazil in game number 3, but with 4 goals left to get in 39 seconds, they're going to need a lot more goals like we just saw from Gala if they want to come back here.
Yeah, that's been a very dominant kickoff win though. I think OwOptic Gaming should definitely try to keep that going. This one's going to their half though. It's gonna be possession for one of the members who just booms it away. Another physicality attempt here from OwOptic Gaming, and 30 seconds left on the clock. Might just be their last chance to have any kind of hope in this game. Gala now with possession of the ball. If he can be the first one, but Hammer just faked the touch. Nerves of steel right here, and 17 seconds on the clock. That's not gonna be enough for them to come back here. And Black Bunny Gaming are gonna have a double match point in this series.
And this is gonna be a tough one for OwOptic here. They're gonna have to find a way to come back into this match, especially with Black Bunny winning such dominant games, winning by 4 goals or more during all of these. That's going to be really tough for OwOptic. They're going to have to figure out how to stop the ball getting in the back of their net so much, as they've just been giving a little bit too many opportunities to Black Bunny Gaming in this series. However, we saw them do it in Game 2. Hopefully we can see them do it in Game 4 and get our first Game 5 of the week. But Black Bunny is just taking this offensive game to a whole new level here. And you really got to say, Hammer is doing such a good job at getting past multiple people with every single time he's on the ball. And it really is making it hard for OwOptic to actually push out into their own half. Out of their own half, I mean.
Yeah, and also the whole of Black Bunny Gaming, as I've said, very good at denying the boost from OwOptic. We've seen multiple people be at 0 at the same time, especially in defense for OwOptic Gaming. And that makes defending a lot harder, of course, and I think it's a big part of why Black Bunny Gaming are able to get those insane goal leads on the scoreboard right here. But OwOptic Gaming far from out here, I think.
Yeah, for sure. We saw, as I said, we saw them come back in Game 2 after losing in a Brazil. They then get the 3-2 win, keeping it close. So if we keep that trend going, they should be able to take this Game 4, but we'll have to see how they play here. Now, off the kickoff immediately into the Black Bunny side, but nothing could come from an offensive attack here. Now out to the midfield from Hammer, getting another touch on that ball. That was crucial not to let that go into the front of the net. We're seeing a little bit more aggression to start out for OwOptic here, taking a little bit more time, looking for a play, but T-Park and Daki in the same spot there, and both of them deciding to turn off. Maybe a lack of comms as we see the ball pushed down the field. They're going to need to figure out how to stay out of each other's way a little bit better in this game if we want to see them succeed. Now T-Park trying to get the touch over to Daki. Hammer is going to steal that away. Gala with the 50 off Vezics, but it's going to go over to the side, and Hammer is going to take control. Full boost. Not going to be able to get it too far past the midfield, though, as T-Park shuts it down. Kiki over to Vezics. Vezics over to the corner. And once again, we're seeing low boost totals on the side of OwOptic, and it is going to cost them as Hammer gets the first goal of Game 4.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I mean, it would have been an easy save for T-Park if he had boost in the tank here. You see him go up perfectly for the ball, but just unable to even touch it as his tanks run dry. And it's gonna leave Black Bunny Gaming with another lead in this possibly last game of the series. But OwOptic Gaming is gonna hold on as hard as they can, and T-Park off the kickoff. A great pass from his teammate. I think it was Gala or maybe it was Daki here. Or maybe it was just Vedic, never mind.
It was an excellent shot by T-Park, though, trying to make it as hard as it can be for the Black Bunny squad to get back to that shot. He did a really good job with his placement there. Now we'll have to see if they can keep up the momentum from scoring early on in this game number 4. As we saw the last time they were able to do that, did end up being a win for OwOptic. Now T-Park gonna try and find a pass over to Gala off the sidewall. Does so. Daki gets a bit of a double tap, not necessarily the touch he probably wanted though, going backwards towards midfield instead of forward on the Black Bunny side. Now Hammer knocking Daki out of that play. Vezix is going to take control, but Daki up to dunk them really quickly. Gala misreading that a little bit. It's gonna leave an open net, and Kiki is going to be able to keep that one in. Another good pass by Hammer, seeing T-Park and Daki in the same spot there. And as I was saying, just a little bit too many people from the OwOptic side in the same spot, and it is costing them moving into this game 4.
Yeah, you can't really have all of your members go for the ball. Someone has to stay in defense, and especially with how below boost OwOptic Gaming had right there, that's been very hard for them to pull off, leaving Black Bunny Gaming with this lead here. But I love to see those active demos that came out from OwOptic Gaming from time to time here to just disrupt this this offensive continued pressure from Black Bunny Gaming. And Black Bunny Gaming still trying to get their offense going here. Gala unable to get towards the net, but good follow-up from Ducky is gonna equalize us here. I'm not sure what happened on the defensive side from Black Bunny Gaming there, but OwOptic Gaming took advantage of it for sure.
And Black Bunny taking a little bit of knowledge from the OwOptic Gaming handbook, it seems. They were all in the same corner. No one could really rotate away from the ball based on the position of it, and as Hammer gets the boost, Vezix doesn't have any, Kiki doesn't get a great 50, and that will be in the back of the net, and OwOptic Gaming is going to love to see that and try to make that happen a little bit more. However, Vezix looking for the double tap, going to be put away by Daki. No double tap for Vezix just yet. Now Kiki going to try and move this forward. Does get it past one. It's awkward in front of the OwOptic Gaming net. And Vezix just going to pass this one back to Hammer. Let Hammer do what he does best. Clear this downfield. Daki, maybe thinking somebody else was going to go for that challenge, has to turn back onto the ball. Gala the only one with boost now. This is awkward. We've seen OwOptic in this sort of situation before, and it usually gets followed by another goal. Now Hammer up on the corner. Boosted up for OwOptic now, so hopefully a chance for them to defend. Vezix going to look for a great pass to Hammer. Hammer with the double, and Vezix will be there. An excellent play by Black Bunny to take the lead once again.
Yeah, that second touch from Hammer was absolutely crucial right there. I don't think Gala expected that. Just trying to carry the ball away and make a counterattack happen, but instead Black Bunny is just gonna score on them. And I kind of like how OwOptic Gaming was playing defense right there, leaving the ball for the player who had boost, but just at the end there, Black Bunny Gaming able to capitalize, but quickly we see OwOptic Gaming strike back here off the kickoff. Sidewall pass from Daki against the ceiling, and Gala with a quick shot that Hammer is unable to save. 1 minute 24 on the clock, and OwOptic Gaming is not gonna let Black Bunny Gaming take this game without a fight.
And this is the right thing to do if you're OwOptic. You're keeping it very close. You're not letting Black Bunny get a huge lead like you've done in previous games. They have the opportunities, but they're finding so many holes for OwOptic is Black Bunny. As T-Park, not the best challenge there. It goes off the wall a bit too heavy. I think he was looking for that double tap, but just couldn't reach it in time. And Hammer, if you give him any sort of opening, you know what we say about him. He's able to find the shot that is the hardest to save. Now T-Park is going to immediately make up for that touch, though, with another kickoff goal. And once again, barely any time has passed, and we're tied again.
You know, if OwOptic could just pull off those kickoffs every time, then they would be in the lead by a long shot in this series. But instead, they only ever pull out their good kickoffs after Black Bunny scores on them. I'm not sure that's the best plan here, but another good kickoff this time. Gala with the follow-up, but Hammer patiently waiting for the ball across the bounce, so double commit in defense. Lucky tries to pass the ball down. Gala there with a touch to T-Park, but Hammer with the beat. Black Bunny Gaming now into the offense, ball bouncing mid. Daki with a touch is gonna slow the play down a little. Hammer trying for the doink, but it's not gonna happen. Still 4-4, and T-Park tries to get the ball mid. Hammer Saints against the backboard, but no one's there. Just Venix tries for it. T-Park with an awkward read gets the touch on the ball though. OwOptic in a little bit of trouble if they can't get away here, but Gala tries to escort the ball out. A good read on the challenge right there, and T-Park again gonna keep the ball in midfield and slow down the play a little bit here. And OwOptic Gaming looking a lot better in this last minute here.
Only 18 seconds left. Golden goal territory. This next goal might win it. And T-Park looking for the demo. Unfortunately, the Black Bunny defense is there. Vesix with the shot. Not going to be able to find it. It's waits inside. Daki trying for the counterattack, but no boost in the tank. And Kiki is going to keep this one alive. Will they be able to find the 0-second goal? No. Gala is going to put this one down. And we have OT in game 4. OwOptic Gaming, their lives now focused on getting one more point. T-Park with the touch. It's not going to be great. And Kiki is going to keep this one out. Hammer now having the ball, goes for the flip reset, gets the flip reset, and it's barred down. Hammer is going to take the win for Black Bunny Gaming.
And what a play to finish it off. Gets the first reset, goes for the second, even gets the second, and crossbar down. That's exactly the dagger that you want to set as Black Bunny Gaming to defeat OwOptic here. Well played by them, and I'm just glad that I didn't bet any channel points on OwOptic this time.
That's fair to say. OwOptic did have a really good game, 2 and 4 there, but unfortunately, just Hammer gets the ball, gets a really good flip reset, and what can you do about a bar down shot like that? It's unfortunate for them. I'm sure we could have had a game 5 there, but you know, you gotta say GG's where GG's are due. Black Bunny played that one well. They took the advantages where they were given. And if you're OwOptic, you're just gonna be looking at that match and trying to figure out how to go forward with your next one. Try to just shake it off. But for Black Bunny, they are now tied in the standings for record with X3 Tactics. As I said before, not going to be able to take that first place spot this week. But next week, they have an opportunity. If X3 Tactics does lose their next match and they win it, they should be able to take that top spot away from them. We'll have to see going into week number 10 what is going to happen. But guys, that's only the second match of the day. We have one more match for you guys, and it's going to be a great one. We have the new Twisted Tales roster coming up against Purrsion 1. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. And as I have a terrible mistake once again, we are going to go back to the desk. And once we're back there, we're going to go to intermission. And after the intermission... Yep, NA production, you love it. But we're going to go to a break, guys. And then when we come back, it's going to be Purrsion 1 versus Twisted Tales to end the day. Stick around, guys. We'll be back after the break.
do need you. I do need you. Feel my arms holding on so tight just when you need it most. Feel the freedom of being careless, just being in love. Everything will be
Hello, everybody. It's me and Rex. We're back with some RFDL Week 9, Day 1. However, we do have a special guest here, and we're going to show them now. Although it's not Docky, so ignore the name. But Fire is back with us. Hello, Fire Streak. Welcome to RFDL for the day. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm over here doing cat-like docky things, just meow, meow, catnip, yes.
Fair. You know what? That's a great thing to be doing. But Docky gonna be gone for today. You'll see him later on tonight, guys, if you tune in for After Dark. But Fire, we've gone through 2 matches today. I'm not sure. Have you seen any of them?
I have not seen them too much. I did get to watch a little bit of that OwOptic Black Bunny match, though, and it was definitely an entertaining one, for sure. It was well played by both teams.
Yeah, I have to agree. But with that being said, we have 1 match ready left for the day, and it's going to be a big one, honestly, and I'm so excited for it. It's going to be Purrsion 1 versus Twisted Tales, and as we've been talking about all day, Twisted Tales is coming in with an entirely new roster, and we have no idea how they're going to perform today.
So I might have a little bit of insight, because we scrimmed them last night. And just going to say, we only won 4-3 against them. So yeah, they naturally mesh pretty well, in my opinion, and I think they're gonna put on a good show. So looking forward to seeing how they do in the match against Purrsion 1 for sure.
Yeah, what do you think, Rex?
I mean, I'm always rooting for my girl Liska, and I think the 2 new teammates she's acquired are gonna be absolutely great.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go ahead and talk about the teams going into this one. Let's start with Purrsion 1, the ones that we know, the ones that we love, the ones that are, I believe, 4th in the standings right now. Hayes, Drake, and Sam coming in here. They're going to be wanting this next win. They've been on a little bit of a loss streak as of lately, not necessarily going up against easy teams. So they're going to want to try and take this one while they can. Keep that top 4 spot secured and get that bye into the mid-season tournament. This team has been really good, though. They've been looking really strong, and even though they played X3 and lost to them last week, they kept every single game close, which is hard to do against an X3 tactics squad as good as that one.
I mean,
I
yeah,
haven't seen too much. Oh,
I was just gonna say, yeah, definitely a strong team. They've been a little bit on a cold streak lately, but like at the same time, they're not a bad team. Their last win was against a very strong OwOptic squad where they took the series in a sweep. So yeah, they definitely have the potential to play really well. As I've said before, it's just a matter of what version of that Purrsion 1 squad are we going to get. Are we going to get the team that can beat anybody, or are we going to get the team that can lose to anybody? And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing which one we get.
Yeah.
I wanted to say I didn't see too much from them yet, but I know that all the players definitely can perform. So I hope they'll do their best today, even though they have no chance against Liska.
That's funny. But yeah, no, I mean, the team has looked really good. They've had their ups and downs for sure, but I am, expecting to see a good game from them. They've had a little bit of time to like kind of get their rotations down, get their get everything, kind of sorted with the team. I expect to see a bit of a bounce back from them after last week. As I said, they looked really good against X3 Tactics. They kept all of those games close. They just couldn't get the finishing touches there, but they were the only team that went to 4 games, which is good to see. But they are going to have a new team to play against, and that is going to be the new Twisted Tales with Liska coming in as the manager for this one. This one's going to be very interesting. Liska is the new manager, and they have picked up both Skifty and Golden. And we've seen Skifty, I believe, once during this season, playing for my team earlier on in the season, and they did an excellent job. And then you add Golden to that defense, and this team, on paper, seems very strong.
And I can attest that they are very strong. I think we are going to see Golden kind of holding down that back line a little bit in a similar way as Factual does for that Claude 9 roster. And that's going to, I think that's going to allow both Liska and Skifty to have the space that they love to have to be able to really press the issue on that offensive side of the ball. And they were doing that really effectively against us. And I mean, if they're able to do that again against this Purrsion 1 roster, this is sure to be a very entertaining matchup at the very least.
Absolutely. I think every single one of those players can also pull off insane mechanics, and it's gonna be really fun to see what they can make of it if they somehow get to have some space.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that the team is going to look a little bit different, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see what we can get going with them. Now we are going to try and find a lobby that works out for Skifty and Liska, because they are both EU, and they are going to be looking through servers because they have had some internet issues. So I'm just trying to find a good server for them. Sorry, I'm trying to respond to everything, but I guess I'll ask you guys while we're making this server and everything, what do you think each team needs to do to take the victory today?
I mean, I think on the side of Twisted Tails, they're just going to need to do the best they can to rotate around each other effectively. Really find their rotation